Hello, and happy Mother's Day to all you beautiful, divine twin flames here to create our heaven on earth by coming into union, right? Which is exactly why I started this channel, because I have the knowledge, I have the skills, and right now I happen to have the time to start doing this and to serve you in this way. And by doing readings and offering myself for individual readings and pendulum readings, helping with text messages or whatever you need to navigate, whether it's the twin flame relationship or your life purpose. If you want to find more about me, you can go to some of my very first videos where I honestly rambled a bit. And it's tough for me because I just jumped into this. I'm a producer and I'm usually, and a writer for TV too. So I usually could be scripted and it'd be much better, but I just decided to throw caution to the wind, jump off the cliff, and expect my wings to open on the way down. And that's actually a quote card we pulled yesterday. Some of you do need to take the risk and just trust, while others need to sit back. I think this is going to be a really special reading because I know a lot of you today are thinking about your divine masculines or your divine feminines because it's Mother's Day. And a lot of you still have children up in the ether that need to come through you and be manifested in this reality. So while so many focus on mothers who are freaking Wonder Women, especially right now with all the COVID stuff going on, I just revel at all my friends who are able to be mothers and teachers and wives, but also, teachers for their kids and spend all this time with them creating activities that are away from their tablets and all of these things. And then also are having to do a full-time job still from home. And even if you don't have to do a full-time job, right now, we all need to be looking in, but I think people with kids are really just using this time to spend quality time with their family, So, and they are Wonder Women, but I think people focus so much on the moms, and then they focus on the people that, well, if you chose not to be mom, nothing wrong with that either. But I think sometimes what people forget is some of those women who want to be mothers and they just can't. They literally can't. And if you're in that position, know that you could probably adopt or foster. So if you really have that inclination, think about that. And if you are like a lot of my clients and even myself, late 30s, early 40s, here's what I want you to remember. Society sort of told us that you don't get to have healthy kids after 35. That's bull caca, okay? It's not true. My gynecologist recently said, women 40 to 45 are the largest group of pregnancies just raising. Every year it's more and more and more. And the younger pregnancies are actually going down. Nowadays, a lot of women focus on equality and career, and with all the options out there for us, a lot of people just don't get married right away. They wait to find true love. I always knew I had another half, like an epic love story, and I'm not going to settle. So if you're a twin flame, you've probably felt that too, and while there's plenty of guys hitting me up wanting to knock me up, I am not interested in just settling for love and for a child. I want the child that God wants to bring down through my twin flame and in our epic love. I want a love child, a true love child, and I need you guys to have faith and really take the fear off of it today, okay? Because so many of you that haven't had kids yet, whether you're 33, trust me, you've got plenty of time. But if you're feeling like you're rushing against the clock and you're in panic, you're creating extra stress for your body, which is not good for your future baby, but you're also blocking union because your fear vibration is a super low vibration. So we need to let go of all fears. If you need to write a fear letter and write out all your fears and burn it, or turn it into a paper plane and throw it off a cliff, make sure it's recyclable paper. But whatever you need to do to address these fears within you and let them go, and really like just breathe it out. Gone. Sometimes I like to imagine putting those fears or any negative energies that are in me or other people into like little bubbles, and they just pop. Visualize it, pop. Okay? Get rid of that fear in you. Okay? I want you to have faith. And remember, you know, in the Bible, Abraham and Sarah, how Sarah got pregnant well into her 90s. Madonna got pregnant later, right? But who is it? Janet Jackson. There's a lot of women who are getting pregnant close to 50. So keep your body healthy. You know, eat fruits and vegetables and all the nutrient-rich foods. Stay away from a lot of the GMOs and like the processed stuff, okay? And have faith that if you care for your body and you do everything you can and that you're guided to do in terms of this relationship, God is going to give you that child. All right. Happy Mother's Day to all of you. Thank you for your service. And here we go. I'm going to do a twin flame reading with the masculines and the feminines, okay? If it runs too long with the masculines, I'm going to cut it and do another one for the feminines. But basically, I changed up the read so it's not as long. We've got 6 main cards for the divine masculine and the feminine. I'm going to put them right here. First, let's go with the masculine. Okay, I've pre-shuffled and did my whole, you know, brought in the angels and guides and asked for messages for all of us who are led here today. So if it's not Mother's Day 2020 and you find this another time, realize you've been guided here because there's a message here for you. We are guided to what we need, okay? So please stick in there throughout the whole thing. First, we're going to ask, how does the divine masculine see the divine feminine right now? And the next deck, how does the divine masculine see the divine feminine right now? How does the divine masculine see? Okay, let's go with this first. Aww. He sees you as so deserving of love. You are lovable, and he knows he loves you deep down. I love this because it's like the little cupids. And it looks like he sees you as pointing your arrow and shooting. Maybe he sees that coming towards him, that you're like, I'm done with this waiting. I'm about to shoot you with my arrow of love. But I also get a sense that some of your divine masculines really, really know you are amazing and you're so deserving of love and children today. And he knows he needs to step up and give it to you. But I also just get this overwhelming sense of fear. So he's still in fear that you'll accept him, and he's still in fear that you might say, you know what, too little, too late, or maybe he can't uphold the values and like what you deserve. So you're deserving of like the biggest love ever, but he's a little bit fearful if he can give it to you. But then I get him like smiling. He's like, no, but I can and I will, because she deserves it. And she's going to make me a better man. That's what I'm getting with the divine masculine. How does he see you right now? Okay. So these are these fun cards from the Knock Knock deck. The other deck, by the way, the pink one, is Doreen Virtue's Romance Angels, which I love, especially for twin flame stuff. But this one was so fun the other day. Go back and look at the divine masculine and divine feminine. You know, click videos, like all my videos, and go to those last two. They are really great too. And the one prior to that was a killer reading too. Don't take it personally. If somebody starts to speak unkindly to me, I'll remember that they've got something going on that has nothing to do with me. Like maybe they just pooped their pants. Yep, that's probably it. So he's seeing you as somebody who's not taking things personally. I actually jumped on a live with my masculine and it was awesome, but I was like drinking and like, because I was waiting for it forever. And so I was a little buzzed, but the extra high energy, I was like just typing stuff into the comments like crazy. And And I'm sure I seemed really annoying to all the other girls that were watching this that are like in love with him. And at the very end, somebody was like, bye, so and so. And it was just like really negative, and he just saw it and just kind of like laughed. And so, you know, he might be thinking, don't take their energy personally. I got, after that happened, that he saw that, like, yeah, people are going to be jealous because they feel the energy between the two of you. You know, he knows that other people sense this divine connection with you two. And so if they are mean, or karmic's mean, or other people are like, meh, don't take other people's stuff personally, especially right now with all this stuff going on. But that's how he's seeing, and I think he's seeing you as, you know, you could have like closed up like a little flower and been like, no, I'm not coming out of my shell, but you still like came out guns a-blazing like yesterday or whatever. So you're still, you know, on your game and your leadership and your confidence. So you're not taking everybody's stuff personally, and you're not taking how he's treating you purposely. It was just 11/11 when I came up with this, because this is part of it too, where he feels like for the longest time you've been taking his lack of communication personally, but it really had nothing to do with you. He just probably just pooped his pants. Like, he's got so much fear and so much, oh my God, this is so intense and I've got to focus on this and that and the other. It's like he's done everything to not focus on this, not because he doesn't like you, because he's scared to death of it. And he's known that it's divine timing. So he's waiting for that divine timing. But in the meantime, he's really impressed by the fact that you're not taking his disrespect in a way personally. And some of you, it might be like you're in relationships, not in separation, right? Like you're in, but like he hasn't been nice lately, and it's because of the situation and, you know, questions with work and everything. But it's really great that you're not taking his baloney personally, okay? And keep doing that, divine feminines, because you know what? Life's too short, and we have to enjoy it and not be like all hung up and upset because of this illusion that they don't like us. It's not about us not being good enough. It's about their own issues and their own timing, okay? So let's trust that. What does he want to say to the divine feminine? What does he want to say to her? If he could say anything in the world, anything at all right now, what does he want to say to her? These aren't pulling like I want them to. Is it this one, this one? I'm not comfortable with that pull. Hold on. Let me get divine. Why did 3 want to come? First one. The second one too. Okay. Okay. What does he want to say? Oh, he wants to say, oh my gosh, I love playing with you. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. You've been really fun, and he's just like, I love this. It's so much fun that we can't possibly think of the negative. When you're laughing, laughter raises your vibration instantaneously. You literally, like scientifically, cannot be in a lower vibration if you're laughing genuinely, okay? So, and this is like my specialty, so I know about these things. When you're in play and you're in that inner child, like laughter and fun and funny and light mood, which we've gotten in some of the readings before, to keep it light and fun and focus on, you know, the loving parts of the signs and saints and the, you know, and not the heavy. But when you're in your fun, he's in love. He can't help but be in love. And so keep up the playfulness. Now, if you've been heavy, he wants you to get into that play. That's the secret, guys. That is the secret. So if he wanted to say anything, it's like, I love to play with you so much, you know. Oh, and stay in the wonder. Okay? It's a wonderful thing to be in a state of wonder. It's the same thing with laughter. When you're in a state of wonder and magic, you can't be in the low vibe. That is like legitimately the high vibe. Not fake wonder like, oh, ooh, ah. No, but real wonder. Wonder at how that rose blossoms. Wonder at the stars. Wonder about unicorns. Are they real? You know, I don't know. So it's a wonderful thing to be in a state of wonder. And when I'm when I'm a good audience to my life becomes better and better theater. It is. It's a much better show. When something delightful happens, I can shout encore and be tickled when it happens again. So when something maddening happens, I can laugh it off either way. I'm glad I got a ticket to the show. So if he could say anything, it's stay in your playfulness and stay in your wonder, because that's where you're super attractive and like nobody's crap about them, including my own, he says, can get you down. And like, that's just the most attractive thing. You know, like when you see somebody who's super confident, no matter what people say to them, or like, I call it the bro bully, like bros, you know, try to beat each other down with their comments, which is so low vibe and old school locker room bullshit. I'm sorry. But, you know, when somebody can stay confident through being picked on or whatever, you know how sexy that is. But then there's other people who are like, oh, she was just really mean to me. And it creates this extra layer of like, oh no, I've got to go nurse that wound. And he needs to focus on himself and coming forward and not nursing your wounds. So keep it light and fun and in the magic, you know, in that beautiful magic that is who you are, because, you know, you're above all this. You'd always take the high road. You're like an eagle. So you don't mess with crows. You know what I mean? So, and then if you confront him, you know, let him know he's an eagle. That's why you've kept in touch, or you've kept trying for this, or, you know, kept him on the back burner. But if you truly felt like he was a crow or a chicken, you wouldn't pluck around with chickens. You don't pluck with chickens. Yeah, you know, substitute and pluck for the other word that begins with the F. Shh. Okay, what does he need from her? Is this that? Yes. What does he need from her right now? What does he need from her now? This isn't necessarily what he wants. It's what he really needs, what God needs, what he needs. Okay, is that correct? Okay, so what he needs. Ooh, he needs her to flirt. What he needs from her, and this is divine masculine, divine feminine, so remember it's not sex related, it's just easier for me to use those pronouns. What the divine masculine needs from the divine feminine is flirting. Extend your light-hearted energy to others. Have we not had this whole reading? It's been about light, keep it light, light-hearted, okay? He needs a little flirting. He needs a little flirting. So however you can do it. All right, maybe online, maybe a little text. Nothing too heavy, nothing too deep, just a little, maybe a compliment. He loves that from you, and it makes him feel like he has a chance. Are you saying I have a chance? Yes, you do. He also needs your gentleness. I speak with gentleness and I listen with gentleness. I align. Now, he knows you've got a sword. You're like the Queen Sword. You can just slash through all the crap and just, you know, literally slice somebody's jugular with your words. And so I sense he's got a little fear there. Like, he just never knows what's going to come out of you, you know? So try to keep it gentle even online and everything, so he doesn't feel like you're going to stab him with your sword. I think that's why he's scared of coming forward, because he's got his tail between his legs and he's just scared to death that you're going to be like, you know what? You're a dumb bass and you really hurt me and you don't deserve me, and just like kill him with your words. So he wants gentleness, guys. So think about how you could be more gentle. Like if you're speaking to him, don't have that harsh sort of like masculine yang energy action. Have the gentle feminine energy of receptivity. Okay, I speak with gentleness. I listen with gentleness. I align with the gentlest part of myself, and I take joy in being receptive, open, and unafraid. I am like a baby deer who's best friends with a baby elephant. The baby elephant wraps its trunk around my shoulders, and we lie down gently on the grass, daydreaming and talking about what sort of humans the clouds look like. Isn't that funny? It's cute. Yeah, so think about little baby deers and Bambi. Be Bambi, okay? I also often think of like the highest ideal of the highest self being like archetypes are always great to use, right? One of the best tricks in my coaching experience has been um, think about your lowest egoic self archetype, like who that would be. Like maybe mine's Tracy Flick from Election, who's just like, no, 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 I need to get it done, and have everybody like me. And then my highest self, think about that person. So my highest self would be Glinda the Good Witch. And think about how Glinda the Good Witch talks, okay? So let's show up as Glinda the Good Witches and not show up as Tracy Flick from Election or whatever. Come up with your own positive and negative archetypes and always seek to be that positive archetype, okay? I love to use stories to be that, to come up with those types of things because everybody understands it, right? Okay, so what's next is what is he doing now for union prep? My blue marker was running out. What is he doing now for union prep? Like, what's his plans? And what is he doing right now to prep for union? Or work towards it? Sorry, I just painted my nails a little bit so it wouldn't be so terrible. Ooh, he's trusting. Okay. He's trusting in the connection and the happiness that you two feel when you come in contact or when you send him a little comment or a text or something. This situation is calling for you to have faith. He is having faith that as soon as he's able to travel, he's going to come to you, or you're going to call him, and he's going to invite you to his place, or you guys are going to meet in the middle somewhere. He is trusting that the miracle is on its way. He's also trying to get clarity on what he wants to say because he knows, like, pushing that off, he can't do it anymore. Now is the time. I really get, and I got this last night strongly too, that all these twins, they know it's time. They know it's time. We've been waiting for so long. So much time has been lost. And especially with Mother's Day, it's like we can't lose any more time. He's working on getting his thoughts together and like listening, just kind of going within and listening to his inner self. Not his friend who says, oh man, this little hoochie is really cute. Like you should go for her. Or, oh no, you should just stay with that girl that you've been dating. I mean, even if you don't love her, like who knows, it's apocalypse. Like he's not listening to other people anymore. Is that correct? Yep. Where's the camera? So he's not listening to other people, which is fantastic. He's stopping to listen to his inner self. I can easily separate my intuition from my mental chatter. And the chatter is usually what the friend said and what society says and like all of these thoughts that aren't his own. So he's listening to his own thoughts. And the clarity of his intuition is a sweet, simple fruit that tastes familiar. It's the only thing that feels true. Truth resonates. And the mental chatter is a confusing, bitter rind that I shall peel off and chuck into the garbage or compost heap if your mental chatter happens to be organic. Funny. But he's really, this is what he's doing. He's peeling off anything that's bitter and negative and like not true, realizing it's not true. I feel like whatever interaction happened around the full moon or in the past like 72 hours with you guys has shown him that some of these thoughts that he was thinking and concerns like doubts about you or judgments just aren't true. So he's released the judgments and he's realizing that the idea of you being like this perfect woman could actually be true. Could actually be, he's been looking for things to be negative about, as his friends were as well. The very few that he's told or family. But he's realizing that that's all just junk. It's not true. So what is true is that she is who she presents herself to be. She's not a fraud. She's not a dark witch. She's not doing magic or spells to bind you. She's literally just being as conscious of this connection as possible without being attached or having high expectations. She's just going with the flow and showing the love. And like, if she wasn't a good person, would she really be showing the love after all this time? No, she wouldn't. So, okay, he's starting to realize that. I love that, but it doesn't show me that he's like moving forward right now, okay? So if you're thinking he's going to call you today, let go of that. Let go of any expectations that could cause you to be upset. Oh, man, I should have put my lotion on. Dadgummit. I'm in the South. That's what we say. Dadgummit. Oh, man. I really need... Hey, if you guys are a little bit younger here, if I could tell my younger self anything, well, there'd be a lot of things, but one of them is wear sunscreen. I laid out like every day when I lived in Florida, and it is, you know, I've got light skin already. I'm like translucent, but my soul's black. I'm just kidding. Like, I joke about that because literally I have seen past lives, and I know I was black in a past life, and I personally am colorblind, and I don't like it when there's any sort of racism. We are all human, and we all have different amounts of melanin, and if you are negatively thinking about me because I'm white, or I'm negatively thinking about you because you're black or Chinese or whatever, that's bullcaca too. So let's all work on being colorblind by not, focusing so much on this race. I mean, what happened to this jogger? Oh my God, like, it's terrible. But those two people that did that to him, shall they burn in hell, okay? Because not only did they take an innocent man's life, which is just tragic, they just created more fears of white people doing that, and more fears in, black people or anybody of color running in their own neighborhood. And that is, fear is the one thing that destroys us. So if you've got one bad apple, let's not let it spoil the whole bunch. Have faith in people. The majority of people are good. Okay? Okay? All right. I love you guys. And I just want us all to honor our differences in our culture. So, being colorblind fully, no, you want to still honor different cultures, but everybody in this world should have a leg up, no matter your color, and I need you to realize, if you still have any racism in you, that in past lives you were all the colors, most likely, because twin flames are very old souls, so you might have had 50, 80 lives already. So guarantee you were a slave, you were raped and pillaged by the white man, you were perhaps a Native American Indian who was slaughtered or scalped, you were the cowboy doing the scalping, so take into account that this body we're in this life, isn't necessarily who we are. And so why are you going to judge another on the outside appearance? Okay? All right. Now, advice for the DM. What do we have? Advice for the DM. Advice for the DM. And that's advice that's coming to him. Now, if you're a DM, this is the advice that's coming to you here. Okay? And advice for the DM. Advice that he's receiving or that he needs to hear right now. Okay, are we correct? Should I take this one too? Do we need that one? Nope. Okay. So, advice. Oof, oof, oof. You see? This is why I love my job. Thank you, God, for letting me be a channel. Express your love, because I feel this so strongly. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. Divine Masculine, she might not know how much you really love her. She can feel it deep down, but it's frustrating to her mind because she doesn't see it. She doesn't hear from you. Maybe you text her and say, let's do a Zoom. Since we're separated right now indefinitely, let's do a phone call like we were in 7th grade. and like just chat, because between the two of you, things just flow, organically and easily. So he's just ready now to open up that communication. I'm starting to feel the throat chakra, but it's like it's unblocking. I'm feeling my throat unblock. And as I cough, I'm unblocking everybody's throat chakra. It is now cleared so that he can express fully. And he's getting all the clarity today, this Sunday, this Super Soul Sunday, he's getting all the clarity to come forward and express his love. Whether it's in a letter, in pages or notes or word, or it is a voice recorded message, or he calls you and says, listen, it's hard for me to get this out. Just let me speak. Don't be like, well, let him speak. Let him express his love. Okay? But that's the advice that he's getting. And I love that, because it is, maybe his friends are telling him, yo, you love this girl. Does she know you love her? Like, we're in quarantine. Everything's changing. Like, she's got people after her. If you don't express your love, she might just get knocked up by somebody else. And then how are you going to feel? Because you literally just stood there and waited forever and forgot to move forward. The advice he's also getting is trust. Hello, we just got it. He just keeps having to remind himself to not be in fear and say, I trust. And Divine Masculines, if you're watching and you feel the fear, I want you to say this to yourself. Nope, not today, fear. I trust God. I trust the universe, whatever you want to say. It's all the same. It's all the same collective consciousness. I trust that everything will be okay in the end, but we are getting close to the end. Partly because I simply know. I know it in my gut. I know it. But also because it's way more fun to live with trust and confidence than to be a defensive wiener, right? If you're a defensive, prideful, fear-based, egoic jerk because of your fears, that's not attractive to the Divine Feminine. But their advice is to trust and express your love. Like, trust that she's going to be receptive. She already is. Like, it's pretty clear. But she's not going to come beat down your door because you've pushed her away so much. So speak your mother flipping truth. Okay? That was advice 1. That was general advice that they're feeling. Advice 2. I want this advice. This is Divine Masculine. Should you take action now? So this is mainly for the Divine Masculines watching. Is there anything to say about taking action now? And Divine Feminines, when we do your reading, that will be your cue. So if you're thinking about texting today or whatever, it's going to be your cue of what to do. Should the Divine Masculine take action? And this is like the advice they're receiving too, on whether they should take action. Can you get more clear than that? This is your true love. Take action today. This is the romance of a lifetime. Do not let this pass you by. 3322, I just saw. This is your divine. 33 is divine. Family, Jesus ties, Jesus lines. Ascended Masters. 3333 just happened. And 22 is highest love. So this is your highest love, Divine Masculine. It's time to take action. Maybe a little text today. Maybe you say, hey, happy Mother's Day. Do you think you want to be a mother one day? I mean, what's that going to do? At least you're going to find out the answer. You might find out like, well, I'm pretty happy. But yeah, I really wanted 1 or 2 in my life. I just saw the 2. If somebody's wondering how many kids they're going to have, I'm just really pulled to the 2, but then I'm also pulled to the 3. Oh my God, you see what I'm talking about? Like these guys in the back. See that 2 and 3 in the back by all those records. So some of you are going to have 2 kids. Some of you are going to have 3. I'm sure some of you will have 1 too. But, okay, so advice 2 is perseverance. Now, this is a really special card in this deck. It seems you're on a massive journey right now, and this card has arrived to remind you that you will reach the other side, right? Have trust. The mountain you're climbing is huge and formidable, but so is your ability to climb it. You would not be facing this mountain, right, if you weren't here to climb it. You don't need to enjoy it. You just need to tackle it. So he has this huge mountain of fear, an obstacle with maybe distance. I feel like a lot of you are in different places right now in this whole COVID thing, but you can still tackle it. You never know what's going to happen, but you can still plant seeds and share your love to make her feel better and more confident moving forward, because there's a lot we can get done right now, and she doesn't need to be wasting time worried about if you're coming or not. Complain if it makes the job easier. Blow off steam. You think the mountain climbers get to the top of Everest on inspirational quotes? No way. They're grunting and crying and cursing like freaking pirates. So divine masculines, if you're like, oh fuck, I gotta do something, this is so irritating, don't equate your irritation and your frustration and your cussing and cursing at this because the thumb is put on you and you're being put, the pressure's on. The pressure's on. Like the ride has begun. Okay, you're in it. You're not just sitting on the sidelines waiting to jump in. Y'all have jumped in some regard. So what I'm saying is, if you're grunting and pissed, don't equate that annoyance with her or him with your love. That's you. You're annoyed at you because you sat on your tail for way too long. That's why it's gotten more difficult. That mountain gets bigger and bigger and bigger the more you wait. So stop waiting. And feminines, this might be your reading too. Stop waiting. Because the mountain's just going to get bigger and bigger. Both of you need to take some action on something. Well, not everybody, but a lot of you. Again, you can get a reading with me. Go ahead and comment, like, subscribe, comment. Subscribe because I think I'm a pretty fun reader. I know I'm super intuitive. I'm a channel, I'm a medium, super psychic. I'm also producer, writer. But you guys, and I do it all, just not all at the same time. But you guys, I've been doing this doing readings and stuff since 2006, even before that for fun. But you need to get an individual reading for the 3333 reading, which is super, super inexpensive. You put it on a card if you need to, but like typically I like PayPal, Venmo, stuff that's easy. But I can look in and see if this is your twin, and I will know what you need to do and where you guys are at and how we need to handle it moving forward. If you want to do the emergency reading, I'm going to make myself open to do a couple today. All right? Even though I have some things to catch up on. If you need an emergency, I can get it done today. Look down in the description at all my offers, okay? But that doesn't sell a lot of posters. Cussing doesn't sell a lot of posters. But just understand that if you're feeling pushed, that's because you need to move. You need to take action. This is your true love, okay? So should you take the action? Yes. He's getting signs and symbols everywhere of you, that you are the true love, and that he doesn't need to wait. And the signs and symbols and synchronicities are happening more and more and more. Sweating my tail off. Happening more and more and more. Because, why? Because the two of you need to get together. It is time. No more waiting. No more waiting, okay? So he is being led to come forward. I think, let's see, is he coming? Is he coming if she does nothing? Yeah, even if you decide to do nothing, he's probably going to come. If you decide to do something, it's not going to ruin anything though, okay? Divine Feminine. So I'm going to cut this off and do Divine Feminines and the outcomes. All right, so this is mainly where Divine Masculine's at, but then you might want to go to the end of the next reading, the Divine Feminine Part 2, to get outcomes, okay? Much love, guys. Happy Mother's Day. Mwah.